Good evening, welcome back to the Painscreek killing. We are now at the photography labor of Oliver. And we've seen such lovely picture with the frames. I forget where the nails was. The floor. I know we can nothing. So Oliver's a new character, it seems like this, because we haven't do anything with him right now. It's like, yeah, he was there, he was a tutor from Trisha, and Dorothy cleans his shop, I think, and that's it. This is all what we have from Oliver Gibson, I think. Office of Church. Regret to hear that Father Matthew will not be joining a part of the annual religious gathering event from July 18 till the 23rd. In South York. Received Father Matthew's memo stating that he was not feeling well. I assume he has also informed you about this last minute change. Please send him our regards. We wish him a swift recovery so he may serve the people of Painscreek. So. Or Father Matthew. I mean, Scott was his son. And maybe Matthew killed Vivian. Oh, a diary. This is from Oliver. You can see how he's right. He's writing really clear, really beautiful with strings and so on. Not strings, like bows and so on. We just attended Trisha's funeral this morning. Charles tried to be stern, but by the end of the ceremony his face was wet. Dovery cried her heart out. It truly pains us all to witness so many deaths around here in Painscreek. Every one of those deaths was of a person I knew. And some were very close to me, among them. Vivian's death shocked me at the most. Despite what the maid said, I would not for even a moment believe that Scott killed her. It just doesn't make sense to me. Trisha's death hurt the most, probably because I spent the last few years mentoring her. She was smart, kind, and very talented. She was turning into a very promising young woman. With her passing, Charles has lost all his family members. He's all alone. I can't imagine the pain he's going through. Yeah, think about it. Trisha is dead. Vivian is dead. Scott is dead. Dorothy's moved out. Sophia is also dead. Dorothy left Painscreek early February, a month after Trisha's funeral. The hospital closed shortly after. By the end of the month, Charles had packed and departed Painscreek for good. Wanda passed away in March. Oh, Wanda died. Yeah, her cancer had spread too far and too deep. The doctors could not save her. 2 weeks after the funeral, Derek moved out of Painscreek. Autumn is approaching. My photography store will be closing by the end of this month. I have many things to say, but there's no one left to fit it. Anyways, I've been thinking about retrying for a while now. Returning for a while. Maybe this time has come. Retrying. Okay, Oliver knows all of them. It's a small town, of course. People know each other, right? In small towns, it's like that. That's a fact. That's why I a little bit like the city, because you are anonymous. Like, yeah. No one knows you. No, people are really hard to, yeah, you know. So Oliver knows everything because he was of course, he was a photographer. Maybe he seems to be old, so he have been at the birth of Trisha. He was there when Scott was born, etc. Right? And he took. I think he was at the weddings. He was at the family plannings, and he makes a lot of photos for these events. So of course he knew each each one, right? Okay, the fun fact. No, it's not a fun fact. So, shocked me the most, and Trisha's death. Okay, he mentioned her. He was befriended with her, I think. With Scott, I don't know what was the relationship between these two guys. Wanda passed away, so Derek's mom's also dead. Wow, one diary. Oliver Gibson's story is done. Okay. No one believes that Scott killed Vivian. This is funny. Yeah, this is what I found. No locks, right? No, this is what I found. Okay. I got an achievement. Yeah, I think you have seen I got this achievement for reading this, and this is just one diary. This is the wall photograph shop. We have just information. So he clears up some things. This is great to know. Okay, this was the photography shop. Wow, this was literally nothing. So I have the key for the briefcase. The question is it the was the briefcase in a mansion or was it in an inn? I'm not sure. We have BH. Looks like a room. If you take it to the front in the house. BH. Bernard house. I don't. Isn't Bernard's house? Was there something? Bernard looks like here, right? Was something in Bernard's house? I'm not sure. Oh, Andrew. Yeah, Andrew got killed. Also. Andrew got killed also. Yeah, wrong direction. We go in the inn first, and then if there's not a suitcase, we go to the mansion. I think in the inn there was the floor, right, with the nails. I'm not sure. I know there was a spot in this map where I need to use the hammer. I knew it. I know it. I know it. I can't remember where this was. Was it like here? No, this was not like here. So 223, this was closed. So the city goes down, has a really fast down for the suitcase, right? So, yes. Oh, for Bernard's house. 7 to Bullseye. It's in the 18. Andrew reads out 3rd-degree burns, pneumothorax. 44-year-old white male with burns found at home, pronounced dead at the scene. The 3rd-degree burns found across body, completely shattered over the head, face, neck, and hands heavily shattered across the front, back of the body, legs and feet. Close inspection reveals punctured lungs with an object similar to a switchblade or small knife. Pneumothorax is a possible cause of death, but nobody's too burned to confirm. But bodies too burn to confirm. He was stabbed. He was killed by Derek, I think. Henry Johnson. Oh, he has multiple. Oh, good. A 69-year-old white man pulled out of a car, submerged in the lake. Victim's lungs do not contain water, which shows that he did not die by drowning. He was also dead, and then it was fixed. He was just pushed in the water, like, so people think, yeah. Due to prolonged submersion of the body in water, the estimated time of death might not be accurate. Estimated time of death is between 12 to 16 days. Top right side of the skull leaning towards the front and above the right eye has a white crack, usually caused by a sharp object and strong force. Front torso, face and back portion of the forearm suffer numerous lacerations. Victim most likely succumbed to blood loss before being placed in water. Vivian Roberts. 55 years old white female found lying in front of a mansion sky, pronounced dead at the scene. 12 centimeter wide and 7 centimeter deep crack found on the right side of the head. Impact caused by a strong force with a sharp object. Lacerations on front torso and back sides of both forms. Victim died from loss of blood. They all died because they were stabbed. Stabbed and stabbed. He was stabbed, and then this was like the fake burn, but they can't make any evidence right now because the body is too burned. So someone, okay. So it should be someone who's strong enough to take out 3 adult peoples. Okay, Andrew was drunk, right? So it's maybe, as mostly drunk, so maybe it's easy to kill him. Henry was like 61, and I don't know, maybe he was aware of this guy or she and knows her and get killed. And Vivian, I don't think, yeah, I need to say, but women are not so strong. The code for child safe in the gallery is Vincent's birthday. How could not I have thought about? Who's Vincent? Call Sheriff James, check 774. Call Sheriff. Okay, we go to the Sheriff's office. 7741. And then to Bernard's house. Can I make a photo from it? Nice. Good. I have to make a photo from a photo. So, okay, we go to the files. 7741. Nicely to know. Okay, this was for this briefcase. I think we're rushing right now. This feels like we are rushing in this moment. We are rushing so hard. I would say it. If we have this tempo, I think we solve this game in 4 episodes. If I can stable this tempo, right? This movement. Well, don't stop lagging. God damn it. So then it's Vivian Trisha's ghost, what we know, who's wandering around the city, and it was seen at the hospital. So people seen Trisha's ghost then. 774. 7741. Oh. To Sheriff Howard. The crack in Vivian Roberts' skull shows that the weapon used is an object with a heavy and sharp end, something like an axe. Will fit the description. Okay, if you have an axe, you don't need a strange, I think, because the swing makes the most damage, right? But you have to hold it and be unstealthy if you are weak. So, maybe it's still a strong male. To cause a crack depict, the attacker must be rather strong. Oh. I'm assuming this either a man or a strong woman who is experienced in the use of the weapon. The victim must have been facing the attacker because of the laceration found on the front of her torso as well as the backside of both forearms, showing that she tried to block the attacks by holding up her arms. The fatal strike landed on the right side of the victim's head, just above her right eyebrows. The script writes the following. First, that the victim was facing the killer. Second, that the killer is strong enough to land such a clean but deadly blow. And third, that the killer is left-handed. Left-handed? Since the murder weapon was never recovered and confirmed, my assumption of its being an axe still remains. Since this is me doing US Soul. Do not, under any circumstance, leak this information or we'll be in big trouble. This guy here in Grand City doesn't want any more than necessary to know about these details. Oh, Vivian Roberts' murder case record of alibi. I wasn't here when my wife was called. I left for New York on July 18 to attend a conference meeting that was supposed to last for 3 days. I was supposed to be back on the weekend. On the morning of July 20, however, I received a phone call from our butler, Bernard, informing me that Vivian had been murdered. I could not believe what I heard. I cut short my trip and immediately came back to Painscreek. Matthew Brooks. There's an annual religious gathering event in Hartford where pastors from different churches in our state's vicinity meet and discuss what we can do to help our society. The event started on July 8 and 18 and ran for 5 days, so it ended on July 33. I represent Painscreek Trinity Church at the event. Our church can be confirmed this because we had to cancel our Sunday service that week. I was preparing for the fundraising event when I felt sick. However, there was no one who can really do my job, so I keep working. At about 9 in the evening, I was too sick to continue, so I bid Vivian goodnight and headed back home. Dorothy Patterson saw me leave. No, there's no one else that lives there. I live alone. Interview Dorothy Patterson. Yes, Bernard was not feeling well that day, so he left slightly earlier than usual. However, he finished his work before he left. When I saw him sick, he appeared. I wondered how cold he kept on working. Well, I guess that's why the Roberts really trust him so much. Me? I was around the mansion most of the time, either preparing the food or making sure that the other maids were doing their jobs. The fundraising event, which was to be held the following day, was important to Vivian, so we were all making sure that everything would be perfect. By the time Mary left, it was already past midnight. I locked the doors and I went home myself. No, I live alone. Mary Martinez. This was one of the main, right? This was one. We read her direction. My name is Mary Martinez. I've been working in the kitchen for the past few days for the upcoming fundraising event. Jimmy's Bakery was supposed to deliver the cakes, but a few days before the event, they called to inform us that they can't make it. Suddenly, I was in charge of the cakes. I was so mad because we didn't have much time, and this event was supposed to be extremely crucial for Vivian's business. But after hearing that Vivian was murdered, all my anger and work just sort of become irrelevant. Derek Tyler. I remember dropping Mr. Roberts off at the airport on July 18 at around 2 am. I was supposed to come back after that to drive around for there, but she told me to take a break since I haven't a day off for quite some time. I decided to visit a friend of mine who's moving upstate to West Dakota. What sort of friend? An elementary school buddy that used to live here, but moved when he received a scholarship. I stayed at this place for a few days before coming back to Painscreek. Yes, you can vouch for me. I have his number at home. I can give it to you later. Derek never gave me the number. They are all leaving the city. Matthew Charles. Bernard was sick. He can be. Dorothy was in the home. Mary was not there. And Derek was not there. A car key. Huh? A car key? Didn't I open everything with the Slim Jim? A car key? So the killer is a strong woman or a man. A strong woman or a man. And he's left-handed, or she's left-handed. So this is, what does it assume as? What does it assume? Is assume the right word for it? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's really... So we go now to Bernard's house. We have the photo. So this is not quite interesting. Okay. Maybe you have again multiple killers who kills each other at a different time for a different reason. I think Derek killed Scott because of stabbing, right? Vivian was killed by... I think Derek doesn't kill here... what's his name again? Ah, damn it. Derek killed Scott because of the stabbing. He has a knife. He's stabbing. He's not so strong, it seems like. But I think Bernard then can be the killer with the axe. It can be that he killed Vivian. But I think Bernard loved Vivian, right? This was sort of this or not. I'm not sure. Or maybe he was also envy. That's why he killed her, because she was meeting a banker? Is it it? Is this a reason? So where's the entrance? I know I can get behind this. Where's the stupid entrance? Thank you. Bernard's house. No. This was the house from Derek and Wanda Tyler. Wanda was weak. She had cancer and she wasn't ready for anything. She can't do anything. No, okay, this is Bernard's house. So, at the 18 was it? Serial log desk. Subtract the yellow darts points from the red darts total. 60, 50, 110, triple. Can I see the photos that I make? Yeah, I think it's for 30. Triple 18 is 54, 164, right? 164 then. 18 is 36, yeah, 54, 110, 164, I think 164. So, yeah, I know, it doesn't work, I know. 164 and minus this 79, it's 9. So 9, this is 4. 4, 5 more, this is like 5. It's not, come on, not again. In the invoice, there was the plan how this There was a button. There was a button to see photos. It's 18. It's 60. Oh, this is double. This is double. Here's the triple, right? No, this is the double. This is the triple. This is just 40 then. Or is this the triple? No, this should be the triple, right? And this is the double. 36, 140, 46. This is the normal. -9. This is like 6 down. 7. 3. When the police reported that Vivian was murdered, I was floored. I still don't know what to do. My mind is blank. All I can think is, how did it happen? How can Vivian be dead? Okay, he does was it. Everyone's mourning about Vivian's death. People coming or calling in to express their condolence. Charles hasn't been out of this room for days, and Trish is crying her heart out. There has been a silent, busy work to all the mansion employees, hoping that will take their minds off of Vivian's death. Samuel, our security guard, has been reviving all the tapes of the past 2 weeks for any suspicious activities. I wish I could be any help. Scott was just apprehended for the murder of Vivian. Is it true? No one would have truth of that. I could never ever believe that Scott would be capable of killing someone, let alone Vivian. Yet it makes me so mad I feel confused. Trisha was admitted to the hospital today. She had a nervous breakdown after finding out that Scott could be her mother killer. Her condition has been getting worse over the past few weeks, and no one has been able to properly help her. Charles finally decided to seek help from the hospital. Matthew never believed that his son killed Vivian. He hired some fancy lawyer to defend him. Scott's being released on bail today. It's beyond ridiculous. I don't think Scott should have been released at all, despite the insufficient evidence. He killed Vivian. I know that he's guilty. Everyone knows that he should have gone ahead and prosecuted him. The maids were cleaning the mansion when they found some stuff belonging to Vivian, a key and some stationery. I asked Charles what he'd like to do with him, but he told me to take care of it myself. I brought them back to my place. Vivian's death has caused lots of grief to everyone, especially Charles. After reading how heartbroken Charles was 2 nights ago, I can't bear to see him suffer anymore. Scott should pay for what he did. So we got another key. Looks like a desk key. A desk key. A desk key. Just a desk key. Okay, I mean, Bernard is a hunting guy, right? I mean, it should for him be possible either to... there's a diary, you know? Possibly easier to kill him with a knife. Okay, why was there an X? Bitch. Is this not Vivian? Okay, we'll read that first. I drove Vivian to the St. Staircase out of town with Charles. As I was driving, we would talk. She expressed that despite having a successful business, she felt empty and tired. Trisha hates Vivian for trying to stop her from seeing Scott. She seems to be really bothered by his name, Vincent, and her relationship with Charles seems to be just for show. I think Vincent was just a name for Scott first, right? I wish I could confirm that she's going through so much right now. If only I could confess to Vivian how much I respect her, how much respect I have for her, how much I admire her. Ever since Trisha blew up the name Vincent, Vivian has been pretty quiet. Even during dinner, she hardly spoke, so I can barely remember the last time Vivian appeared happy. I don't think anyone can blame her. Wanda wasn't been coming to work for a while now. Her illness is getting worse, and I wonder how she's coping. Derek wasn't able to drive Vivian again, so I offered her help. It's been a month since I first drove for her. She's been opening up more to me, telling me about the struggles she faced with her rocky relationship with Charles, how she really dislikes Scott. Sometimes I will give her some suggestion when she asks what she should do. Other times she just wants something to listen to her. Mostly, I'm just happy to be with her. Vivian seems rather distraught recently. During the afternoon tea gathering, I stood outside the room and tried to listen to the conversation. She felt miserable being with Charles. They hardly look at each other, let alone speak. Personally, I don't think Charles deserves her. I'd finished reading Vivian's biography. Half the facts were incorrect. The writer should have... Where's my mouse? Homework better. Sometimes when I'm writing for Vivian, she asks me to drop her off at the corner of the street, typically in front of Tom's Cafe. She's always telling me that she will make it back home on her own. It aroused my curiosity, so after dropping her off today, I parked the car and watched her. She ordered a cup of coffee to go. She then left the cafe and walked up the street for about 5 minutes through a residential area. She stopped in front of her apartment and pressed the doorbell. Shortly after, a man in his early 30s wearing a suit opened the door. He leaned over and hugged Vivian. She gave the coffee to him and they exchanged some words. I couldn't hear what they said. They entered the apartment together. Who is he? This is the 6th time I followed Vivian after she went into the building with the guy. I parked the car nearby to wait for her to come out. Is this considering stalking? Yes, my dear. Is it, my friend? Is it? About 2 hours later, a cab stopped out in front of the apartment. Shortly afterwards, Vivian came outside and the man followed closely behind. They chatted for a bit. Vivian looked extremely comfortable with him. Before leaving, she kissed him on his cheek. What's going on? I tracked down the guy. He works at the bank. The place they meet at his apartment. How could she do that? Who the hell is he? I report sick for the third consecutive day. As I lay in bed, I keep thinking on why Vivian will be seeing another man. No matter what Charles did to her, she has kept her faith in him through the years. How could she be having an affair now? She's better than that. She's supposed to choose me. The Roberts family woman had really weird aura to attract these stalkers. So before we read this, I will enter the episode. But oh my god, Trisha and Derek and Scott, Bernard with Vivian. Oh my god, oh my fucking goodness. So, okay. Therefore, I wish you good night and dream well, my friends.